Hi, I'm Officer Fritz with the Stafford Township Police Department. Here with me is Detective Drew Smith, also of the Stafford Township Police Department. And Detective Smith is going to share with us some information on how to keep ourselves safe when using the internet and using smartphone devices, particularly in regards to all the fraudulent scams and opportunities that are out there for predators. Detective Smith.
Well, I mean, technology has really increased throughout the years, and it gets ahead of us sometimes too, but I learn new things every single day. With the smartphone technology, we have all kind of applications out there that are useful for students and learning technology. They're also useful for thieves and fraudsters. What you got to understand is if you take a photograph of yourself and you send it to someone else, that can never be taken back. And a lot of students in the region here, multiple school districts, over 75 different students, we've had to investigate some inappropriate photographs that they had taken and sent to someone else in confidence, or had sent to somebody else, or had stored on their computer that was later uploaded to the internet. Now, unfortunately, the World Wide Web, as we oftentimes refer to, is international, and a lot of countries do not have to abide by our regulations or subpoenas or court orders. So these photographs potentially, in most situations, can never be taken off the internet. That is one thing that we have. However, a lot of these things can be avoided by some simple things. Number one, don't take photographs of yourself that you don't want anyone else to see and share them with anyone else. Number two, know exactly who you're communicating with on the internet. A lot of times, many people have seen that show Catfish. That's a very true rendition of what actually occurs on the internet now. A lot of students, a lot of single people try to meet others on various dating sites. What they do is they communicate what somebody who is trying to defraud someone else may appear to be normal, a nice guy, a nice girl. They may start out with a regular conversation with them that seems innocent enough. After maybe 2-3 weeks of communicating, they'll start sending pictures, photographs of each other. A lot of times what happens is these photographs turn into something different. They'll send a photograph that you think is of them that may be slightly inappropriate for others, your eyes only, and they'll request one from you, or information from you. Once you give that information, it can't be taken back. And sometimes they can open up bank accounts with something as simple as your name, your date of birth, if they can get your address. A lot of times, even with your photographs, they can open up fraudulent checking accounts and credit cards in your name. If anyone ever asks you to wire money, Western Union, or Green Dot cards, or any type of gift cards and send them to them, that should raise a flag there. There's no reason to send anything through Western Union. It's very difficult for police to investigate anything through Western Union or any type of wire transactions or gift cards. A lot of times they're through the phone or like that, transfer like that.
That's a very valid point, and that's something that we see not only in our community, but we see it all over the country. And if you do receive a phone call from anyone requesting money and they're claiming to be a law enforcement agency, whether from your jurisdiction, from a county, from a state, federal agency, whatever the case may be, always contact your local police department first for verification. We've had many victims right here in Stafford Township that have Western Unioned thousands of dollars and only to find out later that they were fraud cases. Isn't that correct?
Officer Fritz, we've had women, elderly people, scammed out of tens of thousands of dollars at a time. It's very sad. If anyone calls you via telephone asking you to wire them money, the common scams for that are somebody will call you from a phone number that appears to be from your grandson, because phone numbers can be faked. It's called a spoof. And they will claim that they're in jail or they're in a hospital down south in Mexico or in Canada, and they'll request money be wired up to them for bail money or a special surgery they're going to need immediately, or travel money to get them back home. A lot of times these are fakes. They can it's up to the imagination on what they can do and fraud you. Other scams that we've have experienced lately are the electric company calling on a Saturday threatening businesses or elderly people that are going to shut your electric off if you don't wire them gift card money or wire them a Western Union money. That's absolutely false. The electric company can never shut your electric off via telephone. They have to send a unit out to your house, and they need to physically shut it off at the box. Or
so If a resident receives a phone call from a would-be utility agency or company, what's the best thing that they should do at that point?
Well, a lot of times these phone calls come on a Saturday, and they appear to come from the electric company because, like I said, our technology these days allows people to spoof the phone numbers. So don't trust what's on the caller ID. Call the police, call the dispatcher. A dispatcher well versed on these type of scams, and they can give you some information. What I would not do is provide any personal information to anyone over the phone whatsoever. If they need anything, it could be through the mail, through legitimate mailing from the Atlantic City Electric Company, or you can wait till Monday and call them. They're not going to, no utility company. Most of them do not work on the weekends unless for emergency purposes, and they're certainly not going to shut off any of your devices or electricity or phone or anything like that on the weekend.
Okay. Well, Detective Smith, thank you for your time. A lot of valuable information out there. In closing, I would just urge parents who entrust their children with smartphones, with internet access, to monitor those devices as closely as possible and make sure that your children are being safe. Thank you.